Some games just grab you by the heart and don't let go. This list is full of JRPGs that do exactly that. Pull you into worlds where the characters stick with you, the stories twist in ways you didn't see coming, and the music hits all the right feels. We're diving into the 18 best JRPGs. Let's kick things off with a modern classic. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, is hands down the best way to play one of the greatest JRPGs of the modern era. This version adds the ability to switch between full 3D visuals and classic 2D sprites, a love letter to the series' roots. The world is bursting with color, brought to life by Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama's unmistakable art style. You don't need any history with the series to dive in. This is traditional turn-based combat done right. Tight, polished, and satisfying. The world is massive, the enemies are diverse, and the party members are genuinely memorable. Whether you're here for the story, the strategy, or just the sheer charm, Dragon Quest XI delivers.
Fight, and fight some more!
Looks like I shook him off.
Yakuza Like a Dragon flips the series on its head with a bold shift to turn-based combat, and it lands with confidence. Ichiban Kazuga, a Dragon Quest superfan with unwavering optimism, sees life as an RPG. The game leans fully into that vision. Fights become full-blown battles with job systems, party synergy, and absurdly brilliant special attacks. The cast is packed with personality. Former detectives, outcasts, and unlikely allies each bring something unique to the team. Every encounter hits with style and humor, and the bond between party members gives real weight to every battle. This is a high point for the Yakuza series, and a standout in modern JRPGs. Next up, Fire Emblem Three Houses, a masterclass in tactical RPG design. Set in the divided land of Fodlan, you take on the role of a professor at a military academy, choosing to lead one of 3 student houses. Each path offers a different perspective on the unfolding conflict, giving the game serious replay value. The grid-based combat is sharp and unforgiving, demanding real strategy as you guide your students through every battle. Outside of combat, you're training, mentoring, and shaping each student's role, giving every decision long-term impact. The story spans years, but it's the evolving relationships and high-stakes choices that drive it home. This is Fire Emblem at its most ambitious and most rewarding. Now for Persona 5, a turn-based JRPG that blends dungeon crawling with day-to-day life in Tokyo. You play as a high school student leading a double life as the leader of the Phantom Thieves, a group targeting corrupt adults through surreal, mind-bending realms known as palaces. The game follows a calendar year, pushing you to manage school life, friendships, part-time jobs, and combat prep with limited time each day. Every activity feeds into your progression, making social bonds and daily routines feel as important as the battles themselves. With its striking visual style, tight combat system, and unforgettable soundtrack, Persona 5 hits every mark with confidence and style. Alright, let's talk Chrono Trigger, the SNES-era time-traveling JRPG made by what was basically the 90s version of the Avengers. You've got Dragon Quest's Yuji Horii, Final Fantasy's Hironobu Sakaguchi, and Dragon Ball's Akira Toriyama, all teaming up to create a world so good it broke time itself. You jump across prehistoric jungles, dystopian futures, and medieval kingdoms, all while fighting monsters with a combat system that mixes turn-based planning with real-time flair. The characters are iconic, the writing sharp, and yes, even after all these years, the 16-bit pixel art still goes hard. Chrono Trigger isn't just a classic, it's the reason half the genre exists the way it does.
Here, this is for you.
Next up, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, a modern reimagining of one of the most iconic JRPGs ever made. This version leans more towards action, so it's not technically a JRPG anymore, but it builds the original Final Fantasy VII story from the ground up, with Intergrade focusing entirely on the Midgar section of the story. It combines real-time action with a tactical command system, allowing for fluid combat that still rewards strategic thinking. The game expands key characters and plot lines, adding new scenes and deeper interactions that enrich the narrative. Its detailed environments and updated visuals bring the city of Midgard to life like never before, creating an immersive backdrop for the unfolding story. With a mix of exploration, combat, and story-driven movements, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate offers a fresh take on a classic that balances nostalgia with modern gameplay design. Wrath of the White Witch feels like stepping into a storybook that came to life, except with way more monsters and a whole lot of heart. From the second you meet Oliver, the kid on a quest to save his mom in a whole magical world, you're wrapped in a beautiful mix of heartfelt story and charming animation that looks like Studio Ghibli lent their brushes. The gameplay blends classic JRPG turn-based battles with a creature collecting twist, so you're juggling fights and training cute little companions who might just steal the show. It's like Pokemon met a heartfelt fantasy epic and they decided to throw the best party ever. If you want a game that'll make you smile, cry, and maybe obsess over every side quest, Ni no Kuni is one to pick up. Just be prepared for some serious feels, and an art style so pretty, it might make you pause just to stare.
That's right, Your Majesty. He's not from our world.
Imagine this, a tactical RPG that somehow feels like you're watching an anime war movie and playing chess at the same time. Valkyria Chronicles nails that vibe with its watercolor art style and unique mix of turn-based strategy and third-person shooting. You command a ragtag squad fighting for survival in a war-torn land, and every movement counts. It's got grit, heart, and a surprisingly emotional story about friendship and sacrifice. Plus, the battlefield fog keeps you on your toes, making sure every choice stings. It's not your typical tactical grid. The game has this warmth and personality that sticks with you long after you put down the controller. If you want a strategy game that feels and looks like a living sketchbook, Valkyria Chronicles is your jam. Octopath Traveler II sticks to the formula that made the first game a hit, but adds more polish and personality. The HD 2D visuals still look like a pixel art painting come to life, and the soundtrack, still fantastic. What sets this apart is how it juggles 8 different stories, each with its own flavor and mood. You get to pick who you roll with, and each character's journey is surprisingly compelling, with some stories getting downright emotional. Combat mixes strategy with a little luck, and the boost system keeps battles engaging without overwhelming you. It's a game that respects your time, but still delivers those classic JRPG moments you love, all wrapped in a world that's both nostalgic and refreshingly new. If turn-based RPGs are your comfort food, Bravely Default serves up a hearty helping with plenty of extra seasoning. It takes classic mechanics and spices them up with a job system, letting you mix and match classes in creative ways. The story pulls you through a fantasy world packed with charm and quirky characters that grow on you. Combat encourages planning but never drags. There's enough flexibility to keep it interesting without turning it into a spreadsheet. And the music, it's catchy without ever feeling repetitive. Bravely Default knows exactly what it is, and it leans into that with confidence. If you want a game that's familiar but still surprises you, this one's worth your time. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes everything you loved from the series and cranks it up to epic levels. The world is vast and gorgeous, but it's the stories that really hit hard. 2 nations locked in endless war, with a cast of characters who have more depth than most JRPG parties. Combat is a satisfying blend of real-time action and strategy, with a new fusion system letting characters combine skills for explosive combos. It's complex but intuitive, rewarding players who pay attention without punishing newcomers. The soundtrack is a highlight too, driving the emotional beats and making exploration feel grand. If you're ready to get lost into a JRPG with a huge world and a serious story, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 delivers an experience that's both ambitious and deeply personal. Before we jump into the next game, if you're enjoying this list so far, hit the like button if you can. It really helps us out. Alright, Nier Automata isn't your traditional JRPG. It blends action, story, and weird moments in ways that defy simple labels. You control androids in a post-apocalyptic world, fighting machines with slick combat that's part hack and slash, part bullet hell. The story is where it all stands out. It's philosophical, emotional, and throws curveballs that stick with you long after the credits roll. The game has your classic leveling and upgrades, but it's not all about grinding or classic turn-based battles. Instead, it's an experience that uses gameplay shifts and multiple endings to explore deep themes about consciousness, identity, and purpose. If you want a game that mixes storytelling and gameplay in unexpected ways, Nier Automata is unforgettable. Chained Echoes is a loving tribute to classic 16-bit JRPGs with fresh twists. It offers a rich story full of political intrigue, war, and memorable characters. You lead a diverse party on a quest that blends exploration with tough choices and surprising betrayals. The turn-based combat is tactical and rewarding. Positioning and timing matter, and each character's unique skills shine. The game challenges you without being punishing. Visually, the pixel art is detailed and nostalgic, while the soundtrack perfectly sets the mood, making every location and battlefield distinct. If you grew up loving the classic JRPGs or want a story-driven RPG that respects the old school while still feeling modern, Chained Echoes is a hidden gem worth your time.
You got yourself a deal, Noah. Once I catch a boat...
Alright, this is not a drill. Majima is now a pirate. Yeah, the same guy who used to smash people with baseball bats and pop out of trash cans. Now he's rocking a pirate hat and cruising around Hawaii. And somehow it works. In fact, it works too well. This spin-off drops the neon grime of Kamurocho and trades it for lush beaches and swaying palm trees. The story kicks off with Majima waking up on an island with no memory, no shirt, and a ship that somehow answers to him. From there, it's straight into over-the-top naval battles, treasure hunts, and dramatic monologues about the meaning of freedom. This game looks absolutely ridiculous, but it's surprisingly deep and playable. So don't be put off by the fact it's over the top. One minute you're punching dudes in Hawaiian shirts, the next you're firing cannonballs at rival pirate gangs mid-surf. There's even a parrot sidekick that occasionally squawks insults during fights. I wish I was joking. Honestly, this one might be the most fun thing you'll play all year.
Just in time to chum the water.
My family? Fools, the lot of you.
Triangle Strategy combines tactical combat with deep story choices. It's all about political drama, loyalty, and tough decisions that shape the fate of nations. Your dialogue choices impact alliances, making each playthrough feel unique. The combat is smart and layered. Terrain, positioning, and elemental strengths matter. You'll need to think carefully to outmaneuver enemies with your team's varied abilities. The pixel art style is gorgeous, blending nostalgia with modern polish, and the story is mature and gripping. If you love tactical RPGs where strategy and narrative are equally important, Triangle Strategy stands out as a must-play.
To victory!
Cordelia, why?
Not another step.
The Star Ocean 2 remake brings a classic sci-fi JRPG back with stunning updated visuals and modern quality of life improvements. The story is a spacefaring adventure full of memorable characters, action, and exploration. The remake keeps the original's charm but smooths out rough edges, making it more accessible to newer players. If you want a nostalgic sci-fi RPG with upgraded graphics and refined gameplay, Star Ocean 2 Remake is a perfect way to experience one of the series' best entries. There you have it, 18 best RPGs you absolutely need in your life. Unless you prefer real-life responsibilities, but honestly, who does? If you enjoyed geeking out over epic quests, check out our next video, 18 perfect games everyone must play. See you next time.
It's gone kinda long.